welcome to my channel. Today we're going to react to this video with my beautiful Buccaneers. Say hello, Buccaneers. You're so happy, right, Buccaneer? You are so happy to be here with me reacting to videos, right? Don't believe them, guys. Don't believe them. Like, help means I love you. That's help means I love you, right? Yes, they're so happy. They're so happy. They're so happy. So, as I was saying, we're gonna react to this video called "Who Killed Masculinity?" I don't know how to pronounce that word because I'm learning English. But who killed masculinity in video games? From Andy Pants Gaming. I want to react. This video really calls my attention, so let's play it in 3, 2, 1.
Does anybody else feel like masculinity has slowly been drained from modern video games? I was looking at recent staff photos of Ubisoft and Halo Infinite developers, and it's all starting to make sense. It's a bunch of fat, white, liberal women. And white, liberal women have no interest in masculine, manly, male characters. They wouldn't even know how to write one if they tried. This is why Rockstar, a company founded by men that
Guys,
at least in 2018 was still most...
There is a word, there's a word in Spanish that it says something like that. Empezamos fuerte, but I don't know how to say it in English. Maybe it is, we started hard. We started so hard. Okay, let's watch.
Mostly run by men, created the magnum opus Red Dead Redemption 2, a game with a manly, well-written main protagonist, Arthur Morgan. If you want to see the seismic shift away from masculine characters, honestly, all you need to do is play a few games from 2006, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Consider how many masculine military games came out in the 2000s. Medal of Honor,
yes.
Call of Duty, Brothers in Arms, Gears of War, Operation Flashpoint, Rainbow Six, Ghost Recon, start. Splinter Cell. All of these games were starring men and had themes like brotherhood, duty, sacrifice, honor. Almost all of these franchises have either been killed off, turned into multiplayer games, or went woke.
Wait, that's
I
true.
often wonder why so few modern games appeal to me. And I think another big reason is this. Everything is just so gay now. Compare the games I just mentioned to the modern trash we have to deal with in Overwatch and Apex. Almost every character in these new games is either gay, lesbian, bisexual, trans, or something else. Like, what happened to a masculine dude with a hot chick on his arm? I love the idea of Xbox Game Pass, but I swear every time I open it up and look for new games, there's just so many games that look gay now. I refuse to play another cutesy 2D platformer or a game with a cutesy art style by some indie developer anymore. I'm just done with these games. If you want my 100% real thoughts on this, I just think the entire video game industry has gone woke and gay, and almost nothing they are making appeals to me in any way. So this is why I mostly play 20-year-old games on my channel, because they were just better. I was recently reading an insider interview about what went down at Volition Studios with the disastrous Saints Row reboot from an inside source. This source said that the LGBTQ community within the company was actually pretty small, but they are the loudest and the most annoying, and the company leadership chose to promote these people into key roles. And that's how you get the absolute dumpster fire of a game that was Saints Row 2022. I think what you have at a lot of these game studios is about 80% of the staff is probably just hetero dudes trying to do their job, but they're afraid of speaking up or saying what they actually think, and then you have the LGBTQ folks making decisions about what kind of game to make. And everything just ends up being safe and soft and sensitive because, we can't hurt anybody's feelings.
Hello, Twitter.
So, of course, you get these shitty dumpster fire video games that nobody wants to play. After reading a lot of insider interviews at these developers, this is my sense of what has been happening. I also feel like there's this kind of unholy alliance right now between games journalists, white liberal women at game studios, and the LGBTQ community at game studios. And they all seem to be united around one thing. They actually hate gamers. And who are gamers overwhelmingly?
Do you remember? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. My Takis. I was eating Takis. Do you remember the controversy related to the video game of a developer's woman. They were like, no, her body is not even realistic. The developer haven't touched a woman in his life, and the developer was like, okay, I got inspiration from my wife. And then he showed a picture of her wife, and that woman is so beautiful, man. Do you remember that? I didn't saw the whole thing, but it kind of reminded me of that.
Well,
No, it wasn't over.
heterosexual dudes like
Nah, it wasn't Overwatch. It was like I forgot the name. It was like some no, I don't remember. It was a different game. You remember, right? Do you remember the game? Like it was a pretty hot lady. I believe I don't know. I must seek I later.
us, of course.
Hmm.
This recent Reddit thread was written by an actual game developer and made me realize this. It reads, headline,
Am I allowed to say this? I kind of hate gamers. I'm a professional game designer, and I'm worried that I'm starting to hate gamers.
Why?
Watching the gaming events on YouTube last month with the chat on was extremely disheartening experience.
Why?
Every time a character that wasn't a cis-het white man appeared on screen, the chats would fill with messages calling the game woke or complaining about DEI. Every game that wasn't a shooter or a hyper-casual competitive online game garnered zzz and boring comments. I've seen people implying that the MC in Fable trailers is ugly because it's a self-insert of some random level designer working at Playground whom they deemed not fuckable enough. I don't know, it's just the internet magnifying negative voices, I guess, doing what it does best. But it's making me real tired of gamers.
So at this point, it seems that games journalists and all of the liberal LGBT mafia that work at game studios actually hate their audience. And this is a comment I keep reading from you guys again and again. I swear they literally hate us. They seem to be dead set on giving their audience exactly what we don't want. How long is your business going to be open if you're dead set on not giving the customer what they want? This is why when skanks like Alyssa Mercante are crying about Kotaku shutting down and losing their jobs, and game studios are going under because they were associated with Sweet Baby Inc.,
Is that Sea of Thieves? Wait, I want to see.
And game studios
German video game developer shuts down after hiring Sweet Baby Inc. German video game. What?
are going under because they were associated with Sweet Baby Inc., I just laugh. Let them burn. Let all these companies burn who don't know how to give the audience. The wonderful irony in all this is that it's the very games that the woke cancel mob has tried to cancel that seem to do the best. Remember Hogwarts?
Oh yeah, I remember this guy when they tried to boycott, or I don't know the right word to say it, when they tried to cancel Hogwarts Legacy, guys. I remember I was so afraid to play this video game on Twitch, even though I really love Harry Potter and I really love like the game. It was so cool to watch and see, but there were so many people hating on towards the people that was playing that in Twitch. Like the evil got cancelled, they got dogs and a lot of drama if you play the game. It was so sad because I really like the game, you know. I don't have anything against like the now nobody, but I just want to play my game and stream it and everything, you know. And yeah, like it got canceled so hard, but they did really good in sales.
Legacy? Yeah, men who
Yeah.
dress in women's clothes tried to get it canceled. Instead, the game
I
sold
really
25
loved-
million copies. Oops. Remember Elden Ring? Remember how
Yeah.
the woke mob tried to accuse FromSoft games of having, quote, problematic depictions of women? Oops. Sold
Problematic
25
what?
million.
What it doesn't mean? I need to see the meaning of that. Problematic what? Like Elden Ring tried to be cancelled as well? Baldur Gate didn't get cancelled, and there you can have revelations with a. I want to play Baldur's Gate.
copies. At this point, making an offensive game seems to guarantee that game's success. We could talk about Stellar Blade, pissing off
yes,
all of the
yes, this is the game I was talking about, guys. The Stellar Blade game. Yes, this is the game, Stellar Blade. Yes, finally. I I didn't have to research. Yes, this is the game I was talking about.
The liberal progressives, and yet everybody went out and bought it. Okay,
Yeah.
so in the rest of this video, I want to give you 4 examples of a game or game series going from masculine to feminine or gay, and it basically either killed or ruined the franchise. Number 1, Ubisoft and Red Storm Entertainment. So Red Storm Entertainment was a video game company founded by the legendary Tom Clancy to make Tom Clancy video
Never heard of it. Never heard of this game. I'm so sorry.
games. He sold the company to Ubisoft in the year 2000, and Ubisoft in the 2000s actually had some balls and made some of the manliest games you've ever seen. There were the Splinter Cell games, the Ghost Recon games, the Rainbow Six games, and the Far Cry games. All of these games pretty much feature exclusively men, and these IPs in the 2000s had so much testosterone, just a single glance from a woman in their direction would get her pregnant. I mean, motherfucking Sam Fisher, come on. The dude is the ultimate Giga Chad. Scott Mitchell and Ghost Recon. Now you pick your...
I don't know, man. I don't know many. I don't know much from these games. I don't know. I'm sorry.
own character in Far Cry 2, but it's definitely a manly game that will put hair on your chest. So what is Red Storm Entertainment up to today? Well, I recently saw that Tom Clancy's The Division Heartland is being led by a man who dresses in women's clothes in his free time. Now look, I don't give a shit if you want to identify as a drag.
Oh my god, what is this? Oh my god. Looking respectfully, but what is this? Is this is supposed to be in the other video, guys. In the video from the sea. I'm sorry. This is supposed to be in the other video. What the hell, man? Oh my god.
And go around laying magic eggs. But can we agree that the least masculine thing on earth you can do is dress in women's clothes? Tom Clancy would be rolling over in his grave right now if he knew the absolute disaster that Red Storm Entertainment had become. Number 2, Wolfenstein. So I was recently playing Wolfenstein: The New Order for the first time, which came out in 2014.
Oh my god.
And I have to say, of all the games I was sure were going to avoid woke Western progressivism, this game was pretty high up there. The first 3 entries of the reboot were all fantastic. They had the badass BJ Blazkowicz, an absolute unit, as the main character, ripping apart entire armies of Nazis with the sexy and smart Anya as his arm candy and wife. Machine Game's first 3 Wolfenstein entries, which came out in 2014, 2015, and 2017, are all great. They have normal men and women doing normal shit in them. Awesome. But of course, the woke mob had to get involved somehow. So you have a beloved series with a beloved, tough, male, manly main character. Do you suppose it's a good idea to kill off that guy and replace him with cringy girl boss characters? Wolfenstein Youngblood came out in 2019, and it's an absolute tone-deaf disaster. So many modern video games, I find myself asking, who wanted this? Who asked for this? I often ask the same thing of the new Star Wars shows by Kathleen Kennedy as well. The Wolfenstein reboot had the perfect synergy of story and gameplay. You are BJ Blazkowicz, unleashing his rage on the Nazis for killing everyone he loved. You see this come across in his brutal assassinations, like sticking a rusty pipe through the eye socket of an SS Waffen commander. But the setup to Wolfenstein Youngblood is incredibly cringe. In it, you play as BJ's daughters, and they're honestly nothing like him. The first time you kill somebody, they don't really want to do it. And when they finally kill the guy, they have to have lattes and talk about it afterwards. Youngblood is a perfect example of how a cutscene can go so wrong in a game. BJ's setup is perfect and explains to you why you're doing the actions you're doing. BJ's daughters, however, are acting like they're in an episode of Big Bang Theory the whole time, but oh yeah, they just happen to be killing Nazis, and haha, isn't this so funny? It's tonally all over the place and just so full of cringy and awful cinematics, which is ironic because the cinematics in the first 3 games were like so good and short, and they got to the point, and they were really emotional and impactful. Example number 3, Gears of War. For a full explanation of how the woke mob girl-bossed Gears of War, see my video on that game, but I'll keep this short. The first 3 Gears games are an incredible trilogy focusing on the bonds and brotherhood between men. They are incredibly masculine games, focusing on duty and sacrifice and military orders. And I know some of you hate this, but for 10,000 years, it's only been men fighting wars. Sorry. The first 3 games focus on Marcus, Dom, Cole, and Baird and tell a masculine story of brotherhood. Well, the progressive woke mob somehow got to Gears of War, and Gears 4 and 5 are about sisterhood, motherhood, being a traitor, and what it feels like to be a woman. They introduced the character of Kate Diaz, who I don't think
I'm
anybody gives a
sorry,
single
but
fuck about.
what?
What they should have done is put Kate in a spin-off game, not a mainline Gears entry. But here's the problem, of course, nobody would have bought it. So unfortunately, Gears 4 and 5 are basically girl boss, feminist Gears of War, and any masculine story about men is put on the back burner. Of course, the games include Baird and Marcus in them, but they're really on the back burner, and Gears is now about Kate Diaz, who I've never talked to a Gears fan even cares about. Moving
Like,
on,
I don't
example
know
number
much about
4,
Gears
the
since so
Saints
many
Row
years
reboot.
ago, so I don't know.
Saints Row
I
spent
didn't even know
10
that one
years building up
existed.
characters and building up a very distinctive and
Saints
edgy
Row.
and male sense of humor. It's the kind of stuff you and the guys would laugh at. Some of the recurring characters in Saints Row are Johnny Gat, Julius, Aisha, Shondi, and several others. In these games, the men are men and the women are women. Johnny is edgy and hilarious and always has a hot chick on his arm. The humor is crude and hilarious, and the Saints are always getting into trouble. So what went wrong with the reboot? Well, the woke 2022 reboot thought it was a good idea to kill off...
Delete that comment. Wait, I'll delete it. How can I delete a comment? Delete Moon's comment because you put the word with P. Like, you cannot put that word in Twitch. Because I'm gonna get you. Yeah, delete the comment, the P word.
every single character from the old Saints Row games, and I guess they thought we would be cool with that. But don't worry, all of the beloved characters you've come to know and love have been replaced with tokenistic characters from a literal seminar on diversity.
So
You've got the gay Asian man, the girl
Row?
boss lesbian, another girl boss
That's
lesbian,
Saints
and the
Row.
gay black guy.
I thought it
The
was the Sims 4.
LGBTQ mafia didn't just
thought-
kill Saints.
I thought it was the Sims, or I thought it was like it was like Life is a Strange game or something like that. Don't freaking kidding me. I thought it was Sims 4. It looks a lot like a Sims 4 character, or maybe a Life is a Strange. I don't know. This doesn't look like Saints Row. What?
Saints Row, they crucified it on a
Freaking
rainbow flag.
kidding.
And this is what you get, guys. This is what
Everybody
you fuckers
lost his
get
job
for
and
supporting these people.
Volition closed
They turn
down.
out shitty games that aren't funny,
Guys,
that
this
aren't
is Sim
cool,
4.
that aren't
You're
masculine.
joking.
So stop hiring these
Joking, you're
people.
joking.
Game developers need to stop putting gay stuff in games, and they need to fire every liberal
No,
white woman
I
if they
believe-
want us to ever
Look,
buy a game again.
No, I believe there's games for every person. You know, like you can have the really masculine games. You can have, I don't know, like cozy, comfy, for whatever sexual are you. I don't know how to say that in English, but yeah. Like everybody deserves to have like the games, but if you have a masculine game which begins to be masculine at first, just keep it like that. Don't change it, because there are a lot of people who are fan of the franchise, and if you change it, you're just gonna kill it. Instead, just create new games with different tastes for different people, you know, so we can have diversity in the video game world. But I don't accept that you change something like this. I don't know if you get what I mean. You know, it's like I don't know, man. But you understand, right? Like, don't change what you already have, because all those fans are not gonna like the game, because weird gamers are just like that. When we began to know a game for something and you play it because you like it so much and it feels nostalgic, like to play that specific game, and if you change everything, you're gonna hate it so much. And that's what happened, because people got used to these games just like that. And well, that's my opinion. I don't know if I'm right or I'm wrong, but to me, I see it that way, you know? Like, it is okay to have a lot of variety. Variety. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yes.
Because I'm serious, we are done with this shit. We're not buying these games. Like Phil Spencer is out here complaining about how people aren't spending as much money on games
That
anymore.
happens.
I
I'm talking
guarantee
to.
if you give us hetero dudes hot chicks in games again and manly men, you will see sales go through the roof. Bring back the glory days of video games. I have this theory.
We can have everything, you know, because there is a diversity in the world. Like we can have everything coexisting in the game video game thingy.
That in a few years we're going to see a turn back to the golden era of video games and people are going to start buying games again. I recently saw this crazy chart from 2023 that basically showed that people are only playing old games these days.
60% of playtime in 2023 went to 6 years old older games. New data show. Ooh. Well, I believe it's true. I know a lot of people who are getting like old games because they don't. Yes, that's true. That's true.
Nobody wants to play anything that's new out right now because it's all woke and it all sucks so bad. So anyway, guys, let's all hope there's a return of masculine characters in games again at some point that we can relate to. All right, I'm out.
Okay, so there is no masculine games at this time because I don't really know much. Yeah, if you look closely, the most popular games are free to play. Look, I don't know, but like as I said before, I believe like you can have everything. But if you already had a franchise which it was, I don't know, too masculine and I don't know, testosterone and killing and wow, you should keep it like that. I don't know about what do you think, guys? Let me know in the comments. If you like the video, please like and subscribe. I'm sorry for my bad English. I'm just learning. See you on the next video. Bye!